So our next unit starts out with the definition of a derivative. And the definition is not like a verbal or written definition. It is a mathematical formula. So let's say we have this function f of x, okay? And we were asked to find the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Okay, so this looks really, really confusing. This is going to be something that you're going to see in this lesson over and over again. So what happens is this f of x plus h, what that means is you are going to substitute x plus h everywhere you see the variable in f of x. Okay, because instead of x, it's like we're cutting and pasting with x plus h. So let me go ahead and erase this. So I'm going to go ahead, and we still have the limit as h approaches 0. And I'm going to replace this. So I get x plus h squared minus 3x plus h plus 1. Okay, that's all this part right here. Then I'm going to subtract off f of x. Well, f of x is the original. And since we're subtracting, we do need to use a parenthesis. Okay? And then divided by, it's always over h. Okay? And so what happens is we're going to do a lot of computation to simplify this. So I still have the limit as h approaches 0. And we're going to multiply that out. So remember, that looks like x plus h. You can't just square each of those terms. So you get x squared plus xh is plus 2xh. And then h times h is h squared. Distribute this negative 3. And we still have plus 1. Then I'm going to distribute the negative all over h, okay? So these problems are going to look really long, and that's just for today, I promise. All right, so now we're going to work on simplifying. So we look at what we have, and there should be a bunch of terms that cross out. So it always takes me a while because I've got to look through a bunch of items. Okay, so we're left with the limit as h approaches 0 of 2xh plus h squared minus 3h all over h. And so what happens is I'm not going to apply my limit yet because it's still undefined, but I can reduce all terms by h. So it has to be everywhere. So I get limit as h approaches 0 of 2x plus h minus 3, okay? And so now we're going to actually apply, using substitution, h is our variable, not x. As h goes to 0, I can do substitution and we're not undefined anymore. So I've applied my limit, so the limit notation goes away, and we're left with 2x minus 3. Okay, and so what we're going to learn is this formula right up here. I'm going to make it look a little nicer. I'm going to get rid of all this writing. Is the definition of a derivative. And so what we really found by doing this process mathematically is that 2x minus 3 is the derivative of x squared minus 3x plus 1. Okay? So that's what we did mathematically. Okay. So what are we really finding? I just told you I couldn't wait until we got to this box. So we have limits, derivatives, and integrals. We already know limits, and now because, see this right here, because we use the limit process, a derivative really is a limit concept, okay? We're going to lose sight of that pretty soon. But we found the definition of a derivative. So the derivative of a function is a formula for the slope, and that's what we really found, okay? A derivative, and I used to literally make my students say this. My old principal used to be a physics teacher, and he would come by and he goes, "Do you guys know what a derivative is?" And if they didn't all shout out slope, I'm pretty sure he was going to fire me. So The process of taking derivatives is called differentiation. Okay, it's to derive, to find the derivative, but a derivative is actually finding the slope of the tangent line to a function. That is what we're doing, okay? So there is different notation, and you've got to be flexible. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say if the original, and then we're going to call this derivative notation. Because writing out that word, mathematicians, we're really lazy because we do enough work somewhere else. So if our original function is named f, we call the derivative f prime of x, okay? And so that one little symbol, which looks like an apostrophe, except for it's like a straight slash, means prime. If you're given y, we call it y prime. And then sometimes you might be given y, and our derivative will be d over dx. So it means take the derivative of the function with respect to the x variable. And then the last one that we see the most is if we have y or f of x, and we might see it written as dy over dx. And so that means take the derivative of the y function with respect to the x variable. All right, so these are just notations. Okay, so let's look at example number 1. So now I give the function f, and it says find f prime. And so for today only, until we learn the shortcuts, we've got to memorize that big long formula. So remember, it's f of x plus h. So you're going to substitute that first, minus the original all over h. So I'm going to plug in x plus h everywhere I see the variable. Minus the original. I mean, I know you could save steps, but okay. So from earlier, I already multiplied x plus h times x plus h. If you want to write all the steps out, you can. But what we know is I'm going to get the limit as h approaches 0 of x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Distribute the negative 2. Distribute this negative all over h. Actually, let's do purple. All right, so now a whole bunch of stuff should cancel if we do it correctly. And then I'm going to reduce all the terms left by h. So I get the limit as h approaches 0 of 2x plus 1h minus 2. All right. So as h goes to 0, we're going to apply the limit, and we end up with 2x minus 2. So remember, this is the general derivative, okay? It will find the slope of the tangent line to our original curve at any point we want. And so you might see this notation, find f prime of 2. So what that means is to find the value of the derivative when x equals 2. And I know there's a lot of 2's going on here, but that's just a coincidence. So it says, hey, take this general derivative, and I call it my specific, we know a derivative is the slope, my specific slope at x equals 2. So if I substitute 2, I get 4 minus 2 is 2. And so that's what f prime of 2 is, okay? I'll write it right here. Oops, let's do this. So f prime of 2 equals 2. Like I said, that's a total coincidence that we have a lot of 2's here. So what we really found is the general derivative when you find the first. Then if I'm given a specific x value, that finds the specific slope of the tangent line to our original curve, that's a parabola. Okay. All right, so let's try one more. So I've got given we're going to use this so I don't have to rewrite it. The limit as h approaches 0, plug in x plus h. I only have one spot to plug it in. Substitute. Minus the original all over h. So let's distribute to help simplify. We have less terms, but something should still cancel out. I'd be left with, I'll write it again. Depending on how comfortable you are, depends on how many steps you need to write. The h's reduce, so the limit as h approaches 0, we just have 4. So I don't really have anywhere to substitute my 0, so remember that just meant it was 4 every time. And so that is my derivative, okay? And that should make sense, because if this is a line, what's the slope of that line? The slope is 4. And we just found the derivative, which remember, what is a derivative? A derivative is the slope of the original function. If we have a curve function, our slope should change as we move values of x. If we have a linear function, our slope should be the same everywhere on that line. So this kind of reinforces the idea of what a derivative is really finding. And so f prime of 5 says, hey, substitute x equals 5 into our derivative. Once again, it's always 4. Okay? All right, let's try another practice. So I'm going to do one more, and then we'll get to a rational function, which is going to be some good math. So I've got the limit as h goes to 0, plug in x plus h. So I want the general derivative first. So I've got 2x plus h. And can you predict what it's going to be? I don't know if you've seen a pattern. We're going to talk about that tomorrow on the next section. Minus the original. So I try not to do cubes or anything higher because honestly, this is a lot of work in itself. So we'll just write this out. I have x squared. I know we've seen this. If you can do that all in one step, you're welcome to. Oops, that's not a plus. Plus 6 minus plus minus. And then I need to distribute that too. I probably could have canceled some stuff out, but I'm just on a roll here. Okay, so let's see. That goes away, that goes away, that goes away. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 terms, and they all have an h. So the limit as h goes to nothing is 4x plus 2h minus 5. So now I'm going to apply my limit. So we end up with 4x minus 5, and that's f prime of x. Our slope when x equals 3 is substitute 3 into our derivative. So 12 minus 5 is 7, and that is our slope of the tangent line. We have this cubic at x equals 3. We found the slope of that tangent line. That's really what we're doing theoretically. Okay? All right, let's do a little bit of review with a rational function. So it's still the same. I'm going to plug in x plus h everywhere I see the variable. So I'm going to write it up here. So 4 over x plus h minus the original all over h. Now, this is where we do some review. I'm only going to be concerned with the numerator for now. We need to get a common denominator. So our common denominator is x and x plus h. So over here, I multiply by x, and over here, I multiply by x plus h. So I can get that. So I'm left with 4x from right here.